Marcus Aurelius, that venerable Roman emperor and profound thinker, once crystallized an essential truth, declaring that while we can seldom, if ever, dictate the external tumult and unpredictable happenings of life, we retain total, unchallenged control over our response to them. Welcome, then, to an exhilarating and transformative journey of self-discovery, an intense plunge where we enthusiastically delve into the timeless, practical wisdom of Stoicism. This isn't dusty academia. It's a dynamic, actionable philosophy designed specifically to equip us to command our own emotions, to locate an unshakable inner tranquility even as chaos rages all around, and to actively construct a life overflowing with genuine virtue. In our contemporary world, which is ceaselessly filled with mind-numbing distractions and nagging uncertainties, the mastery of our own complex emotional state is not merely helpful. It is absolutely paramount. Stoicism, with its clear, immediately applicable framework, hands us the definitive roadmap needed to skillfully navigate and triumph over every imaginable life adversity. So, let's enthusiastically embark on this crucial transformative journey together as we forcefully uncover and internalize the 10 most profound, cardinal lessons from Stoicism, a set of principles engineered to help us permanently take charge of our emotions and finally live an authentic life driven by a higher purpose. The first pillar is ACCPTNC. Life is fundamentally unpredictable. It will invariably deliver both exhilarating moments of joy and challenging periods of sorrow. Stoicism teaches us the monumental importance of radical acceptance, the courageous act of embracing all circumstances precisely as they manifest, without any futile, self-destructive resistance. Acceptance, understood correctly, is a profound statement of power, not a sign of passive resignation. It is the clear-eyed, courageous acknowledgement of reality, fully embracing the present with open arms. It involves recognizing the precise, immovable boundaries of what lies within our control and, vitally, learning to make an honest peace with everything that falls outside of that circle. When we stubbornly resist reality, when we exhaust ourselves fighting against the unavoidable and the inevitable, we only exponentially amplify our own suffering. Seriously, think about the immense, wasted energy. How often do we find ourselves needlessly struggling against circumstances that simply cannot be changed? How much precious time and irreplaceable energy do we squander wishing things were fundamentally different? Genuine acceptance does not demand that we like or approve of everything that occurs. It signifies that we objectively acknowledge the present moment for exactly what it is, entirely devoid of harsh judgment or paralyzing aversion. It is about deliberately surrendering to the powerful flow of life, which allows us to discover an inherent peace right within the chaos itself. By fiercely embracing acceptance, we successfully free our minds from the vice-like grip of paralyzing fear and persistent anxiety. We learn to willingly let go of the draining need for absolute control and, instead, learn to trust in the deeper intelligence of the universe. Solace is beautifully found in the empowering realization that no matter what external event transpires, we possess an undeniable inner strength to endure. Our second, paramount principle is VR2E. Stoicism places absolute emphasis on living an actively virtuous life, a life defined by unwavering moral excellence and profound integrity. Virtue is far from a mere, abstract ideal. It is the most practical, essential guide for skillfully navigating the immense complexities of everyday existence. Consider this defining moment. Have you ever faced the difficult, stark choice between doing what's superficially easy and choosing to do what is profoundly right? Maybe it involved speaking an uncomfortable truth or courageously standing up for someone who lacked the power to defend themselves. These are the powerful, defining moments where virtue shines brightest. Virtue is not a reserve exclusively for grand, theatrical gestures or extraordinary acts of heroism. It is forged and found in the small, consistent, everyday decisions we make, the genuine kindness we show a stranger, the absolute honesty we rigorously uphold in our core relationships, and the quiet courage we manage to muster when faced with adversity. In a world that often rewards success at any cost, Stoicism provides a vital, persistent reminder of the supreme importance of integrity. It demands that we live in total alignment with our highest values, even when it proves inconvenient, uncomfortable, or decidedly unpopular. Ask yourself honestly, what kind of person do you genuinely aspire to be? What specific values, be it humility, compassion, or unflinching honesty, will you actively strive to cultivate in your daily life? As the great Marcus Aurelius once commanded, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Let this principle of virtue become your absolute guiding light, illuminating the singular path toward a life of meaning, powerful purpose, and true fulfillment. Moving on to the third vital lesson, mindfulness. In the relentless, often frenetic hustle of modern life, it is alarmingly easy to completely lose vital touch with the immediate present moment. Stoicism forcefully instructs us on the undeniable importance of mindfulness, the state of being absolutely fully present and intensely aware in each unfolding moment. Mindfulness is not limited to sitting cross-legged in silent meditation. It is the deliberate, active practice of bringing full awareness to every conceivable aspect of our lives. It's about truly savoring the full flavor of a meal, distinctly feeling the gentle warmth of the sun on our skin, and actively listening to the very words of a loved one. How often do we mindlessly rush through life, emotionally consumed by the regrets of the past or the nagging worries of the future? How frequently do we utterly miss the simple, breathtaking beauty and genuine wonder that constantly surrounds us right here in the present moment? Mindfulness is the true, effective antidote to this pervasive state of distraction. It mandates that we deliberately slow down, actively tune in, and genuinely appreciate the deep richness of every passing moment. When we are truly mindful, we become totally engaged in our experiences, entirely free from the relentless, irritating chatter of the undisciplined mind. But wait, mindfulness is much more than a simple tool for relaxation. It is a profound, reliable pathway to self-discovery and deep personal growth. By meticulously cultivating mindfulness, we naturally develop greater clarity of thought, robust emotional resilience, and profound, expanded compassion for both ourselves and for all others. The fourth invaluable principle is resilience. Life is universally characterized by unavoidable obstacles and unexpected setbacks. Stoicism teaches us to deliberately cultivate resilience, the absolute capacity to adapt, recover, and bounce back exponentially stronger in the face of all adversity. Resilience is not merely a grim process of enduring hardships. It is the proactive skill of thriving as a direct result of them. It necessitates harnessing our deep inner strength and utilizing all our resourcefulness to powerfully overcome challenges and emerge absolutely victorious on the other side. Think back to the times in your own life when you faced true adversity, perhaps a professional loss, the ending of a relationship, or a physical health crisis. In those critical moments, did you completely crumble under the overwhelming weight of despair? Or did you courageously rise up with a renewed, fierce determination? Stoicism is our powerful reminder that we possess the inalienable power to choose our response to any adversity. Instead of simply succumbing to debilitating self-pity or total defeat, we learn to approach all challenges with an unyielding, steadfast resolve. We purposefully choose to view them not as roadblocks, but as unique opportunities for growth and essential, hard-won learning. Resilience does not mean outright denial of our emotions or pretending falsely that everything is fine. It is the honest act of completely acknowledging our pain while simultaneously refusing to let it define us. It is about locating the inner courage to repeatedly pick ourselves up and resolutely keep moving forward, one deliberate, focused step at a time. Next, we embrace the fifth principle, impermanence. Stoicism forcefully reminds us of the universal, impermanent nature of all things. Just as the seasons inexorably change, so too does the entirety of life. Nothing is meant to last forever. Consider all the wonderful moments of joy and happiness in your past. They were wonderfully fleeting, utterly ephemeral, like a gentle, passing breeze. Yet, we so often desperately cling to these moments, frantically trying to possess them, as if they could be made eternal. Crucially, just as joy is impermanent, so too is every form of sorrow. In our most challenging, darkest moments, when it genuinely feels as though the pain will never subside, Stoicism offers an immense, profound solace. It clearly reminds us that this too shall pass, that all phenomena are ultimately transient. Reflect on those past periods when you faced crushing heartache or massive adversity. In those moments, it may have felt like the absolute end of your world, as though the pain could never possibly subside. Yet somehow, you managed to locate the inner fortitude to carry on. That is the incredible, humbling power of impermanence. This lesson compels us to fiercely cherish the present moment, to savor every ounce of beauty and joy that surrounds us, knowing that it will not last forever. It powerfully instructs us to let go of attachments, to willingly release our emotional grip on both the fixed past and the uncertain future, and to completely embrace the perpetually ever-changing nature of existence. Our sixth concept is self-discipline. This is rightly considered the foundational cornerstone of the entire Stoic philosophy. It is defined as the essential ability to deliberately govern our desires and impulses, and to remain absolutely true to our established principles, even when confronted with the most seductive of temptations. Think honestly about the goals you have set for yourself. Perhaps to eat healthier, to exercise more consistently, or to save substantial money. How often did you later find yourself willingly giving in to temptation, prioritizing immediate, short-term gratification at the steep, ultimate expense of your greater, long-term goals? Stoicism teaches us clearly that true freedom is achieved through the determined mastery of our desires, not through becoming an enslaved subject to them. It demands the cultivation of the profound discipline necessary to delay gratification, to actively and quickly resist those impulses that constantly lead us astray, and to remain intensely, relentlessly focused on the outcomes that genuinely matter. Self-discipline is emphatically not about needlessly depriving ourselves or living a life of pointless austerity. It is about making conscious, deliberate choices that remain perfectly aligned with our highest values and ultimate goals. It is the empowering act of courageously saying no to the things that consistently distract us from our core purpose, and a clear, strong yes to the actions that reliably bring us closer to it. Furthermore, self-discipline is far more than a mere means to an end. It is a complete way of life. It requires taking full ownership of our actions and accepting direct, full responsibility for all resulting outcomes. It's the daily, gritty commitment to showing up every single day, even when we truly don't feel like it, and relentlessly putting in the necessary work to proactively create the quality of life we deeply desire. The seventh principle is Gidrai. This is a truly timeless, fundamental virtue that lies at the core, beating heart of all Stoic philosophy. It is the active, daily practice of sincerely acknowledging and appreciating the abundance that perpetually surrounds us. Even when we are currently entrenched in major life challenges, consider the immense blessings in your own life, the security of your roof, the nourishment on your table, the deeply enriching quality of your relationships. How often do we completely take these essential things for granted, habitually overlooking the immense, profound privilege they inherently represent? Stoicism teaches us clearly that gratitude is not a fleeting, passing emotion. It is an abiding way of life, a specialized mental lens through which we choose to perceive the entire world. It is about actively seeking profound joy in the absolute simplest of pleasures, consciously cultivating an unshakable sense of contentment, regardless of our current, fluctuating circumstances. But crucially, gratitude is not a reserve solely for the good times. It is equally, if not more, vital during times of deep adversity. In fact, it is often in our darkest moments that gratitude shines forth as our brightest, most necessary light. It is in those profound periods that we realize precisely how much we truly have to be thankful for: the sheer strength to endure, the essential support of our loved ones, the invaluable lessons learned through every hardship. While the practice of gratitude can be challenging in a dominant culture that encourages us to constantly strive for more and better, Stoicism reminds us clearly that genuine, lasting richness lies not in the accumulation of wealth or material possessions, but in the powerful, active appreciation of what we already hold. Next, we turn to the eighth concept, humility. This trait, often undervalued in a world that aggressively celebrates both ego and endless self-promotion, is an absolute foundational principle of the Stoic philosophy. It is the profound recognition of our own inherent limitations, a genuine, active willingness to learn from everyone else, and the vital acknowledgement of our deep, unbreakable interconnectedness with the whole world. Consider the times when unchecked pride or arrogance led directly to painful conflict or profound misunderstanding. How often do we become emotionally trapped in exhausting, cyclical patterns of comparison or fierce competition, desperately seeking fleeting validation through a posture of superiority or dominance? Stoicism powerfully reminds us that true, authentic strength lies not in outward power or social status, but in a profound blend of humility and genuine empathy. It is the vital recognition that we are all, without exception, fallible human beings, universally capable of both spectacular greatness and significant shortcomings. Humility does not require diminishing our self-worth or downplaying our legitimate achievements. It is the courageous act of embracing our shared humanity, the good, the bad, and the complex. It requires being truly open to feedback, being immediately willing to admit when we are clearly wrong, and possessing an insatiable eagerness to both learn and grow from every single experience. Furthermore, humility is much more than a personal virtue. It is the essential key to fostering genuinely harmonious relationships and strong, flourishing communities. When we approach all others with sincere humility, we deliberately create the necessary space for authentic connection and deep mutual understanding. We instantly recognize the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, regardless of their background, station, or perceived status. Finally, we arrive at the 10th and ultimate quest, enerpace. This is the culmination of the entire Stoic philosophy, the ultimate goal of the human spirit. It is the serene, unshakable state of mind that remains utterly untouched by all external chaos, serving as a permanent, inner sanctuary of tranquility amidst the greatest storms of existence. Think deeply about the times when you have been afflicted by a debilitating sense of inner turmoil. Those moments of crippling anxiety, burning anger, or deep despair that cloud all judgment and thoroughly disturb your emotional equilibrium. How fiercely do we yearn for a deep, lasting sense of peace, for a true respite from the mind's relentless, distracting chatter. Stoicism teaches us clearly that true, profound happiness lies within, the direct, natural result of aligning our every thought and action with our core values and highest principles. It is about locating a deep, self-sustaining contentment, not through the accumulation of external possessions or grand achievements, but in the profound, quiet stillness of our own minds. But never forget, inner peace is not a passive gift. It is an active choice, a daily, continuous practice demanding absolute commitment and iron discipline. It requires the consistent, diligent cultivation of mindfulness, gratitude, and resilience, and the vital nurturing of a strong sense of authentic connection with our true selves and the greater world around us. As we now conclude this intense journey through these 10 potent Stoic lessons, please remember this critical truth: the true, undeniable mastery of our emotions begins with a single, deliberate step taken within ourselves. So, take a conscious, intentional moment to reflect right now: what small, immediate, profound changes can you commit to implementing today to cultivate deeper acceptance, firmer virtue, and greater mindfulness in your daily life? How can you actively and lovingly nurture that precious inner peace that already rests at the very core of your being? The answers that surface may well surprise and empower you. As you continue on your chosen path, may you always find the immense courage to fully embrace each unpredictable moment with genuine grace and unyielding resilience. For within the quiet, powerful depths of your own disciplined mind, you unquestionably hold the sovereign power to shape your destiny and unlock a lasting, authentic fulfillment